You're listening to TalkTainmentRadio.com.
The views and opinions expressed are those of the host and guest and not necessarily those of TalkTainmentRadio.com, the management, the staff, or K&E World Network, LLC.
Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Bates Claude Smith, and you're listening to TalkTainmentRadio.com, and the station you listen to is Stairway To Heaven. I'm your host, and today my topic is going to be holding on, and it made me think about this topic before I got into it. I didn't know what I wanted to say or what I was going, but it stuck in my mind. We're going to go from like part of the book of Job, where Job had got sick and he held on until he went through his crisis, and till he got well. And I mean, everything he had was destroyed, but the Lord fixed it back up for him, gave him something new. But this holding on I'm talking about is holding on to God's hand, problems, and everything else that's in the way. I'm first going to start off with people with us in the United States here. We got some people here that are down and out, and they are struggling trying to make ends meet. And when you get to that point where you cannot hold on or refuse to give up, you got to keep going strong. There's a song that says, I got to keep going on. And it's a true song. And, you know, during the COVID time, and when everything was shut down and everybody can hardly do nothing, didn't get the joy, they have stayed in the house. It seemed like that the whole world and everybody was so stuck and so shocked, and something like they was built into their own cage. And it gets to the point where when we get in the stage like that and get into things that bother us, we let things hold us back. We give up. We don't think about how we gonna get out of this, how we gonna make it, and sometimes get to the point we don't know how we going to, who we gonna share it to, and how to share it. But you know, you got to do some things that make. You got to do some things, just think and figure out, I'm going to get out of this, but you got to the question, how? Well, every dark tunnel, there's a bright light at the end of it, and you have to kind of look at the bright light that's ahead of you. And so things may be dark, may see in a way where it may be bad, or things may be looking like, well, I don't care, you know, I'll just let it go and I'll just hold on to this. But we must understand, we have to give up things so we can let go. When you once get your strength and you see where that you're going to make it, you got to hold on until it pulls you out. You have to hold on to God's unchanging hand. Sometimes things get to the rough and get to hard. It get too big, you can't handle it. And don't think, I can handle this. You cannot handle it. It gets to the point where you can't handle it. And when you can't handle it, then what you do? You want to go in the corner and cry, or you want to block out everybody? No, you do not want to do that. You need to try to hold on. You got to hold on to some things that happen. Another thing is you got to hold on to your strength. And you can't let illness get you down. Sometimes you have to think about when you get in a situation where you're about to fight and there are people in the hospital are laying in the hospital today. And some of them feel like they're on their last time or their last leg. You can't not let yourself be bogged down like that. I mean, you're there to get better, and you're there to try to pull up so you can do the things that you thought you can do. And a lot of times you think of things that I want to do, but I'm laying out here, you can't do that. As a little, when I was in the hospital back in 2013, and I had this bypass. I was laying up in the hospital, and after a week or so, I got bored. I wanted to hurry up and get out of there so bad. I said, I'd be so glad when I get to go home. I'd be so glad when I can go back. I know it's going to take time for me to pull it back together, but I had to try to take my time to get it together. So I started a little game with myself called Declaring War on Me, which I did, declare war on me. I had to fight with that illness, that surgery. I had to fight with it. Either I want the strength, either I had a choice. Either I want to lay here and look weak and self-pity, or I want to get up out this bed and I'm going to walk. So one night, I got out of bed, got the chair, and started walking down the hallways of the Veteran Hospital in Cleveland, Ohio. And I got to walking down the hall just about every night. The therapist came the next day. I walked with him. And he walked with a wheelchair, and I let the wheelchair go and start walking. I did it for about 2 or 3 days. That was my war that was the war against me, trying to get better so I can get out and do the things I enjoy doing. Another thing I did after I got out and came back home and start walking myself, I said, I got to do this on my own. I just can't lay here and look sad. So I got to start walking on my own time. And I walked till I got it together. And that little war that I had with me, like I told my cousin one time, she's gone now, that sometimes you got to get up. And she said, what do you do? I say, hey, you sometimes just get up out that bed and say, I'm not staying here. I'm going to get out of this bed. And that's what I did. Get out of the bed. And you have to get out of that bed, sick bed, to get along and to get out of it. Next thing you have to do, hold on to wisdom. The wisdom that you get comes from the word, from the Bible. I don't care what book it is that you read. I don't mind. It doesn't matter what book or doesn't matter where you're going to get. Somewhere in that book, you are going to get that wisdom. You are going to get that word of knowledge. You're going to find out the things that you don't see doesn't add up. There are things that you do add up. There was a time when I was living in Texas, and a lot of things, some things happened to me. And I ran into some people. I'm not mentioning no names, but I ran into some people down there that thought was my friends, and they wasn't my friends. They were just somebody there just to play friends. And when I saw how they were, and I said, this ain't nothing but this ain't nothing but a game that they play. They've been playing this game for so long, playing this game off and on. It was just like a regular everyday game. And then when I come to the point, got to find out what they were doing, what they're trying to do, and try to influence some friends of mine, try to turn them against me, saying that I was this and I was that, which, only you know yourself and how you really are. But you got some people that got that mind frame that it's like they're guilty. They're blaming you for their guilt. And and when they blaming you for their guilt, you're not the guilt. They're guilty for themselves, because how in the world that I can do it and he can't do it? And that's just the way it is. They say that he can do this, why can't I? Well, let me put it this way. You failed yourself. But once you get started, and I kept moving on, kept going on, and I held on to that. I hold on to a lot of stuff that I was about to give up. But some say, no, you're not giving this up. You got a lot more that you have to do this, which I didn't know what was going to happen or what I had to do. And I'm still trying to figure out what I got, what's the next step, what's my next job, project that the Lord may have for me to do. And that's just the way it is. And they try to, you have to think about it and hold on what's going on. And by the way, let me say this, Stairway to Heaven is brought to you by Refuge Baptist Church and the Keys of Harmony. And I forgot to mention at the top of the show, but them two, they're the two people that the show is brought to you by. And also this, that, we're in a stage now, we're in a rage now that people are getting to the point where it's getting bad and it's getting worse. I'm saying all this because I'm getting ready to lead up to something I'm leading up to the people in Ukraine. Those people in Ukraine are really, from what I see every day in the news, in the morning when I get up and go to work, and when I come home and watch the news in the evening. And I put myself there and imagine that stuff like this was what would happen to the people if that would happen here in this country. What would people do? Would they panic, or would they fight on, or try to fight on? Reason why I'm going there with this, because I'm saying this, like Job, when he got sick and the devil asked, God asked Satan, "Are you considered my servant Job?" And, they thought, devil told, when they're talking to God, I guess the devil say, "I'll do anything and I'll turn Job against you." And after Job started getting sick and everything, and started losing children, his cattle, half his land, I heard he was a wealthy man, but he trusted in God for everything that gave him. And when he got sick and started getting worse and worse, and his skin had boils and everything, he went through something. But still, he held on to God's unchanging hand. And this is what I say, this is the thing that I see on the news every day. I see hunger, and I see people running there, women and children are losing everything that they had. They lose their homes, their jobs, and they're trying to get away from destruction that has came down on the land and on the country. Can you imagine that when things like that happen, if this had happened here, how would we accept it, and how would we feel if that happened to us? How would we feel if everything was just wiped away from us? All the luxury that we had, all the recreation that we had, and it got torn into pieces. The scenes that they are going through comes to mind that we should appreciate what we got. We should be glad of what we got. And the good thing about it, we don't have to be refugees running from state to state to get away from the torment and torture that they are going through. And this, brothers and sisters, it's a shame and it's bad that we have to see people going hungry. But just look at us, how blessed we are and how blessed they are. They are holding on to whatever they got. And we have to stop taking things for advantage and hold on to what we got. Because we don't know when or where, anytime. It could come to destroy at any time. It could be taken from us at any time they are. We don't know the hour, nor the day, or the time that something might come up. This may happen. We have to look at the thing. I know some of you don't, some of us pay attention to it, some of them don't. But just can you imagine that we were all down and out and had everything, and it was taken away from us, piece by piece, day by day. Can you imagine what would you do if you had to ration yourself off for food and water, and you had to try to cook everything that you can, the food you got? Are you walking through the streets and see bodies laying all over the streets? What can you imagine this? But still, they holding on. And what if we do that? We have to learn to hold on. Because that everything that's happening is beginning to happen. Some things that we're getting scared of. And what would you think? What would you do, say, if food got shortage? Or things that we usually love got shortage. And you have to go out and scrap and scramble for everything to feed our family. Which God forbid, but I'm saying this. If we got this, are we able to hold on? Are we able to sacrifice the things that we enjoy to give up to try to survive? And we need to learn to survive, because if we don't learn to survive, we're going to be like critters in the streets. My friends, it's a lot of people, it's the homeless people out there. They appreciate anything that they can get, they get from us. But they're holding on. And sometimes they don't have to do that. I see some have strength to get out there and get up in the morning and take a temporary job or try to get a job I got, but still, they rather try to stay out there and beg and scuffle to get what they need. But still, it doesn't matter. They're holding on to what they got. Families, single parents, single mothers, single fathers, they are struggling to hold on to what they got. And sometimes it could be a situation where there's not enough to feed the children. Some can have 2 or 3 kids. And they'll take one thing that they can take a pot of beans or whatever and open it. But they still holding on. I'm not talking about hold on to love or hold on to this. I'm talking about holding on by faith. And once you get hold on by faith, get the faith thing, you will understand that faith will carry you all the way through. You got to believe and trust God for what He can give you. You got to believe what God can do for you. All you have to do is just sit down and pray, Father, I need your help. We can't some things are too big, as I said, too big. We can't handle it. He's the only one that can handle it. But we got to learn one thing. We got to hold on to what that we have right now. And some of us got what we want and take advantage of what we got. And don't care whether they feel, some of us feel, I got it now, I can throw this way and get another one. You can, but you got to think, how come, what happened to the other thing that you had? Or Lord say, what did I give you? What is the thing that I gave you to bless you with, and you got what you do? You get rid of it? You got to hold on to that. Time and time again, going back to the back overseas, as I'm gonna compare. People are starving in the streets over there. Here, we got some people starving here and going hungry. Even our Afro-American communities, they are suffering. But they're trying. If you've got a good Christian heart, they're trying to hold it and put it together. But they're holding on to what they got. They're holding on to God's unchanging hand. Some of them are holding on and they're praying night and day. And they're holding on because their children leave home and go to school all day. Mothers are praying, holding on to their child's prayer, holding on and hoping that they will return home safe and sound. Those people over in Ukraine can't go away. They have to run to protect themselves, to save their lives. Whatever they're going through, they got heart and they got soul, and they're going through what they're going through, but they're holding on. We have to hold on. God got his hand out, telling my children, come to me, unto me. I will give you rest. But there are some out there that don't want to take that chance. It's going to be a time when you really going to get real in the worst way. And when you get down to your last bit and you're going to get a hold of something, I've got to hold on to this. This is all I got. And it's the point where we all get down to the point where we have to hold on to what we got. We got to hold on to that's what's in our soul and within our spirits. We got to hold on within our heart. We have to hold love in our heart. We've got to be kind to each other. And even though that some of us are down, you can't look down on them people that are down. You got to come in and lift them up and tell them, give them an encouraging word. Get up. You don't get up, you don't have to stay there. Get up, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and hold on to your faith. Because God still got his hand out waiting for you to grab it. All you have to do is walk and hold his hand. It's not because that they tell you they can't do it. They can. And once some take you through things that will cause you to give up, you don't give up. You hold on. You hold on to things. You hold on to your faith. You hold on to what your future is. You hold on what's coming next. You can't let yourself drop down there. You got to get up and stay up. You got to hold on. And the more you hold on, and the more you put your faith in that hold on, the more you put that faith in God's hand, you will always be there holding on, because he will make a way for you. There's nothing too big or too small that the Lord can't fix. But you got to step in and ask for it. We have not because we ask not. And we got to hold on to what we got. And just what we got. It may be small, may not be big, but it can be small. But it's got to hold on to what we got. Sometimes we have to hold on to things that really things that we got we really don't want. But sometimes, as long as you hold on to it, it might be somewhere play in your life. It might be something, oh, well, I don't want to use, I'll just hold on to this, but I'm not going to wear it. But then there comes a time when you might have to grab that what you don't want or don't want to wear probably will come into play. And once it come into play, you'll hold on to it. It's like holding on. It's like it's just like a piece of bread. And you know that maybe, let's say it's your last piece of bread in the bag. But you bite it off or pinch off small pieces of it. But you hold it on until you get your next big meal. You're holding on until you get to the point where I can do this. Lee Williams has a song called I Can't Give Up. And according to this song, he's telling you what he can't give up. He's not going to give up. But you got to hold on. And things that you holding on to, you really have to be faithful, hold it within faith. Not because it's there, but you got to hold it because it's within faith you have to hold that baby on. You have to hold the innocent children. You got to hold on to them. The other day, I was just, last Easter weekend, I was in Cincinnati and visited my granddaughter, my great-grandson and my baby granddaughter. My son just had a daughter, baby girl. He had two of them. And as I saw her walk around picking up things, she would come and hop in my lap 3 or 4 times. But she had a little ball that she was playing with. She held on to it. Wherever that ball goes, she'd get down and go get it, but she played with it. And there was something like that to amuse her, and she hold on to it. It's just what I'm saying is We got to hold on. We have to hold on to a lot of things. Getting back to the other country, people I see, they hop them, getting on them buses, and can you imagine getting on a bus and leaving your home, but you have to hold on to the last thing you got, hold on to the last bit of clothes you got on your back. You got to hold on to your children, never knowing when when the next bomb gonna drop, or when the next missile's gonna drop, or when they're gonna come in and start shooting up a bunch of people. But those people are holding on to everything they got. They are fighting to hold on to what they got. They're fighting to hold on to every inch of thing that they have. They're fighting on there. They're fighting on stuff that they brought and they believe they can use. The little food that they got, they are holding on. But I'm going back to come to ourselves. We got to do the same thing. You can learn a lot from other people by watching them. I've been overseas and I see the things and how they be grateful for what they got, and they grateful how they don't take things for granted. There's a lot of things that we take for granted, but we don't hold on to it when we should hold on. We throw away things that we should hold on, but we don't want to hold on to it. We want to get rid of it. But see, you have to hold on to your faith. And we don't know what God may have for us in his hands. He may have something for us, and we bless us with it, but we have to learn to hold on to it. We're going to have to learn to live what we got and hold on to what we got. Things that need to be held on to is things that we are got to watch out for. We just can't give up everything. We just can't give up what we have. We just can't just give up everything that's should be, because we need things. We need stuff to hold on to. It's not the big. It's the small things. It's not the things. The big things, you can hold on them all day long. But it's the little bitty, itty bitty stuff, as small as a mustard seed. Jesus said, if you have faith small as a mustard seed, you have to hold on to that. And we need to hold on to with what we got within ourselves. We have to hold on. We can't let anything come in and disturb and try to take it away. We have to fight for it. We have to fight to keep it within our hands. We have to fight for it to keep it within our reach. We have to fight for it so no one comes along and take it from us. That we have to fight for. And believe me, if you want it bad enough, you will hold on to it and you will fight for it. Sometimes we need to, have to fight for things that are really in need. Please, you have to fight for a lot of stuff. Just hold on to it. As long as you hold on to it, as long as you keep the faith and hold on to faith, just like Job, things begin to turn to him. But it was much better than what he had. It was much better. The Lord blessed him with more than he had before. He blessed him with all the sheep and the land and probably everything that he had, he got replaced. And we have to do the same thing. Everything we have to get, and it gets replaced. But we got to learn to hold on to what we got. We got to learn to hold on to what we have. And we definitely got to hold on to what is needed. For the Lord knows that what we need and what we got is there. He has everything that we need, but we just got to learn on to hold on to it. And that's the way it should be. Learn to hold on to everything that we got and what we got. When you do that, that will be it. Hey, to all my YouTube friends, I hope to see you next time. Thank you.